The NFL Combine was this past weekend. The defensive lineman went Saturday, okay? And Kayvon Thibodeaux, he showed up, he ran a 40, and he did the bench press. He also did the 10-second split. But everything else, he said I wasn't doing. He said I wasn't doing. One of Kayvon Thibodeaux's, I know some of us love Kayvon, all right? I am starting to believe that Kayvon Thibodeaux might have just fallen out of the top 5. Because the biggest thing on Kayvon has never been his athleticism. It's been his will, his want to work. And this guy pulled a Deion Sanders. He said it was a long day, and he would rather do all of the drills at one time at his pro day. Well, excuse me. Excuse me. Let me ask you a question. This is what I've been saying since early December. Kayvon Thibodeaux, for most of the NFL season, was the projected number 1 pick. Aiden Hutchinson begins to shine. He starts to lose a grip on that. And then he goes to the combine. Now, I thought he was going to pull Evan Neal, but I thought he was not going to go. I strongly believe that the only reason he showed up is because of Jermaine Johnson, is because of Aiden Hutchinson, specifically Aiden Hutchinson. Nick says Kayvon proves he's strong and fast, and he can rest at his pro day. He can do the rest at his pro day. Crew says Hutch didn't do the bench. It's really just a personal preference, especially when the pro day start only 2 days after the combine. That's true. That's true. I knew somebody was going to retort with the Hutch no bench. But if I had to see, okay, bench press versus on the field work, I'm taking on the field work all the time. Violet says maybe he did it on purpose. D. Reese says the Packers are good, but not Super Bowl good. I personally don't want Kayvon. He's not a team guy. He's already made it clear he wants to go to a state with no state tax. He wants to expand his brand. Well, from what I hear, about 2 weeks ago, he was signing Lions helmets. I'm telling you, the guy might have it on the field, but this did not help his case. Me personally, I think this hurts his stock. Now, whether you think he's better than Hutch, that's your opinion. But I'm going to tell you, man, these scouts, these guys, you think Dan Campbell wants a guy that's going to show up to the combine, but saying, you know what? I ain't going to do. No, you know what? He pulled a Deion Sanders. You know, the rumor is Deion Sanders pulled up in the limo. He hopped out, ran the 40, and then kept running to his limo. And that's what we talking about. D. Reese says Kayvon signing helmets didn't mean anything. He'll sign a Fago bottle if you ask him to. Yeah, if you brought the helmet to him, then fine. Yeah, if you dare signing, that's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, let's take the fan out of this, y'all. Let's take the fan out. Let's put on your scout hat, put on your general manager hat. I remember seeing somebody, right? If you watch Inside the Den, as they were prepping for the Lions were prepping for the Senior Bowl. Now, Kayvon wasn't there, but one of the scouts for the Lions said, this guy doesn't give 100%. And that is the question. That is the situation when it comes to Kayvon Thibodeaux. It's not about his skill. It's about his effort. It's not about his skill. It's about his will. Now, Violet says a team will still grab him. Kayvon won't drop that far. I agree. But from Violet, number 1, consists during the year. Number 2, later in the year. Now Evan Neal comes out of nowhere, takes the number 1 spot. Kayvon has dropped down to 3. I think what Donovan said, he doesn't drop past 5. I agree. 100%. Now, listen, according to MLive, says Kayvon Thibodeaux said his top objective at the combine was to convince teams he loves football. Acknowledgement of the whispers about his motor and dedication to the game. Okay, now here's the part that I'm talking about. Withdrawing early because of, quote, how long the day was. It might not hurt his case either, of course, meaning leaving early, because before Thibodeaux packed his bags, he ripped off a time of 4.58 in the 40-yard dash, which is excellent for a 6'4", 250-pound defensive lineman. And the 10-second split came in at a lightning quick 1.59 seconds, which is elite. He also did 27 reps in the bench press.